Welcome to the channel. It's Almighty Den, and I'm back again. Today we finally have some gameplay details for NBA 2K23. So y'all be sure to like this video because I'm gonna keep y'all posted. I'm gonna give y'all a thorough breakdown about what we're about to read and go through. This is my first time looking into it and seeing it myself for the day. So everything I'm about to read to y'all is brand new to me. And so we're going to go through some Mike Wayne tweets as well. So be sure to make sure you're subscribed to the channel because I will be keeping y'all posted, updated on this game. I will be playing this game heavy this year. And if you want to be plugged in and connected when the game drop and don't miss out and take advantage of some of the best bangers that come out when the game drop, y'all already know, man. Subscribe, like the video, and I got y'all. Now, one of the first things that caught my attention today thus far was this tweet right here. NBA 2K23 didn't make it in time for the CR. Not sure what that means, but working on adding a new controller setting to let you customize where your ideal release point is in your shots. Early near the takeoff or late closer to the flick of the wrist. Now, I think this would be a very big update to the game because I've been tired of using the same jump shots and the same customized jump shots without much custom ability other than changing a few percentage points. Now, I feel like if you can really customize your jump shots to determine where you want to release it at, it'll be better. It'll make a better game because people can actually choose where they are comfortable greening at. You know what I mean? Like, okay, I want to put it earlier in my shot or later to the flick of the wrist. I think that is a very good addition to the game if they can put that in there before the game drops. Now, another thing that I actually like that I read, SIG jumpers have attributes and rating requirements in NBA 2K23. WIP examples here. Make sure you check the available jumpers with the test build feature to make sure you can get the shot you want before locking in. Your builds, smalls under 6'5", swings are 6'5" through 6'9", or bigs are 6'10 plus. Now, I dropped a video earlier this year saying that I felt like some jump shots should be capped out based on your shooting ability. Obviously, I feel like Steph Curry, you shouldn't be able to shoot with a Steph Curry jump shot if you don't have a very high shooting three-pointer or mid-range. That's what I thought. Now, it's broken down even better to release height, release speed, timing, impact, and defensive immunity. Now, these types of jump shots right here, timing, impact, hopefully that's a green window, and defensive immunity goes crazy. So Kyrie Irving shooting in the face would be obviously pretty nasty. I know everybody's going to want to have a defensive immunity, but also it depends on your release speed. It looks like Trae Young's looking like a pretty nice jump shot this year based on these rating requirements. Now, of course, we got to get the game and see how that plays out, but I think that's a very good feature in the game. I'm glad that they added a bit more restriction to the jump shots because I'm tired of everybody having the same jump shot. Everybody should not have the same jump shot. This is a banger of a feature that they finally added to the game. Now you can't have a Curry jump shot and be a center or guard or whatever, or none of that other crazy stuff. And this is going to force people who don't have high enough jump shots to use different jump shots. Finally. Hey, good job, 2K, finally. Bullet passer is gone. Pass speeds are tied to the passing accuracy rating. Thank you. What's the point of having high pass accuracy and then still needing a bullet passer? I thought that was a waste of a badge space. You know what I mean? If you have high pass accuracy, you should be able to pass the ball fast. You see what I'm saying? Accurately. I mean, what's the point? You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't need bullet passer if you have high pass accuracy. So I think that's another great addition to the game. Current gen pie charts going poof. Also double takeovers for current gen. Okay. Driving dunk dictates how easy it is to block dunk attempts. Interesting. Flashy dunks boost your takeover meter faster than the basic ones. Back scratches, windmills, tomahawks, and other flashes are much harder to block in general. I told y'all last video, I said some of the dunks in that trailer was absolutely crazy. I thought the dunks was going a little bit crazy. And now it's going to show that it's going to be harder to block some of these dunks. That's what he's saying. But we have to play the game before we really find out. Real player percentage will not be a valid option for online games. Okay, cool. NBA 2K23 for post player shimmy fades and hooks are controlled by double throws too, and drop step and post hop shots can be done by double throwing the pro stick in the same direction. So obviously it's gonna have some new controller moves on there to do some of these moves. Most of, not all, of the returning badges have been retuned or reworked in some way. If something was OP in 22, don't assume it will be again in NBA 2K23. Some of the weaker badges were also buffed. Nice. Now let's go to the actual Courtside Report number 1 for NBA 2K23. Break some of this down and see what we have here. So it says NBA 2K23 gameplay mechanics. Now we're going to go ahead and skim through some of this, but let's focus on the offensive gameplay. The defense was a point of emphasis in last year's game, but NBA 2K23 is jam-packed with new features and upgrades on the offensive end of the floor that is a perfect starting point. NBA 2K22 was a banner year for perimeter players. Small guards had a slew of advantage over the taller counterparts, and outside shooting reigned supreme in online matches. Outside shooting has always reigned supreme in online matches, especially the rec. Let's make it a little bit more realistic in there, can we? Thank you. Thinking about how we can bring more authenticity to our game, we looked at how virtual games were playing out compared to real life NBA, and it was clear that we need to give more love to slashers who love to finish at the rim. That means expanding the tools for attacking the basket. They're trying to add more balance to the game. I said it. I thought the slashers was going to go crazy this year. Based off of the trailer, I was like, look at these dunks. And they gave the dunk meter, when they jumped the controls and said, oh, you got to do all these moves with the stick for the dunk meter, and they changed the dunk meter. I was like, look. I always thought last year that it was a little OP that some of the blocks that you can get after you beat your opponent. Now, this is just a brief courtside report. We have to play it, but the fact that they upgraded the Pro Stick, as you can see here, you can flex on the rim. We got these new moves right here to control the dunk meter. As you can see, take your time, read it. I want to go through and skim through and get through all of this, you know what I'm saying, without making a super long video. But as you can see here, just to do a flashy two-hand dunk, you got to go up. Flashy one-hand dunk, down, up. So it looks like it's going to take a little bit more skills to get these dunks off too, which I think is a very good thing. And you'll have to know which dunk you want to attempt. Having more control over your dunks is a very, very big advantage, especially if you have a slashing type of a player. I like that feature a lot. There's some very good things so far that we've seen early on in these courtside reports that I think is absolutely nice. Got Zion right there, rim hang dunk. That's nice. Finesse your way to the rack. For slashers who want to finish with a little bit of finesse, double throw gestures are used for hop step layups, while switchback gestures are used for euro step and cradle layups, which feels very natural. A simple hold left to right will perform all new set of scoop layups. We got new layups in the game. Come on, man. Like, this 2K23 is looking very, very promising. I'm not going to lie to y'all. These are great, especially for small guards who want to quickly flip the ball up around defenders before they can react and block the shot. Because last year, going up with them weak layups with those against those super athletic bigs who can come down there and just get a chase down block on you after you beat them, they should not be catching you like that. So this will give us a good chance to get a quick little layup with our smaller guards if you choose to have one of those. For the bigger, stronger players, you'll also experience a lot of new contact layup content that probably shows what should happen when players like Giannis plow through everyone in the path. So you can finally have an actual Giannis build in the game. Like, this game is sounding a little bit more promising than I imagined. Like, they're adding things that I've been wanting to see. It looks like we're going to have some diversity this year. In addition, we've added several new layup packages for new gen and current gen, including all these players right here. For post players, double throws can be used for post-step drops and hop steps. Switchback gestures will give you shimmy shots and hooks. And there we go. Okay. Combined, mesmerizing skill moves. Dribbling in NBA 2K has taken a life of its own and has become sort of a game within the game. Yes, it has. The ball handlers are going to enjoy comboing up in 2K23 as the new gesture combos give you more options for your arsenal. Switchback gestures will now perform dedicated signature double cross and hezzy cross combo moves that you can assign as part of the moving crossover signature package, which has grown from 15 to 28 options. Oh my gosh, this sounds vicious. Learning the speed of your stick throws and the timing of your signature animations is especially important now. So now you got to time your dribble moves a little bit better. I like that. I didn't like how some of them you just flick the stick up and they do a whole bunch of moves on their own. I think it should be tied to performing a few more gestures. You can change your player's normal to signature size up by rocking the pro stick back and forth rhythmically. Rapid double throws will give you the aforementioned new combos, and flicking the pro stick back and forth repeatedly will give you a whole different set of animations called signature combos that look incredible. Man, that sounds crazy. But let's just you know what I'm saying. Let's see what's going on. Steph Curry dribble move. We know how Steph Curry go crazy every year. Now, another major dribbling change is introducing the attacking size-ups. One of the things we wanted to improve with dribbling in NBA 2K was that while the size-up moves look cool, they weren't very useful. Exactly. They were not very useful. They weren't very useful at all. The new attacking size-up provide a lot more side-to-side movement and are much better at forcing the defense to drop and shift, allowing you to bait them one way and attack the other. So it looked like you dribble heads out there is going to be going crazy. going crazy. And I'm not done here. I see this last paragraph looks very promising. While it's fun to clown your opponents with a flurry of flashy dribbles, we don't want to encourage players to dribble the entire shot clock out while their teammates fall asleep. Energy will deplete much quicker when spamming too many moves together, so it's important to be efficient and not play with your food for too long. There's a long list of size ups to learn on paper, but they're all very simple and natural in practice. Now, I'm glad that I think I can respect if you're nice at dribbling, but I do not want to see nobody dribbling the whole shot clock away without getting tired. I think it's fair to give you the dribble hits out there, a lot of dribble moves out there to get open and to make nasty moves. But I don't think they should be able to do it for 24 seconds of a shot clock and then go score the last like 5 seconds. You see what I'm saying? I think that's a little bit OP to try to guard somebody dribbling for 24 straight seconds. In this game, well, all you need to do is get a slip by or animation. Now, another one. Adrenaline boost. Another new feature to prevent over dribbling is the concept of adrenaline boost. There are 3 available boosts per player per possession, shown as 3 small bars under the stamina meter. Now that's very interesting right there. You can see you can use your adrenaline boost. I think those would be nice to use, but as you can see there, you use them very quickly. I think that's a very good implementation. It sounds good on paper, but we have to see how it is when the game drops. Boosts are consumed every time you perform a hard go or explosive sprint launch. So I think that's fair because a lot of players like to sprint, boost one way, boost back another way, boost back another way, boost back another way, until you just can't keep up with them no more. Once your 3 boosts are gone, you'll notice that your speed and acceleration decrease significantly for the remainder of the possession. As with dribble combos, it's important to play smart basketball and be efficient with your movement rather than zigzagging. Yes, it is. Let's be efficient and not have to zigzag back and forth aimlessly trying to get around the defense. Thank you, 2K. Now, this definitely sounds like something that they're probably going to have to patch and fix when the game comes out, because either one thing, it is going to be very OP, or people are going to be complaining and they're getting tired too fast. I feel like that's something they're going to have to tune. I could be wrong, but I think that's going to be something very hard to get right on the first try, because that is a new concept. But understand, I appreciate the fact that they are trying new things, putting new things in the game. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't want to see new badges. I wanted to see actual gameplay features, an actual next-gen game. And this is sounding, a lot of what I'm reading is sounding very, very promising. More authentic shooting. Shooting also gets some nice upgrades for NBA 2K23. In NBA 2K22, success from outside was heavily weighted towards coverage. Yes, it was. If you could get an open look, you could balance out poor ratings and inaccurate timing. Not all the time, I guess, but, sometimes. This year, we wanted a more authentic shooting model that captures the essence of a great NBA shooter capability. Thank you, because I always have a very great shooter. And this year, I always want to be one of the best shooters in the game. I want to be an elite shooter. You got people who want to be defenders. You got people who want to be dribble heads. You got people who want to be slashers. I just want to be a shooter. I want to shoot the ball. I want to be a scorer, but I wanted to be able to shoot limitless range threes in your face. Not really in your face, but just like pull up from range. That's fun to me. That's what's fun to me. I like people like that. He gonna shoot that? Yeah, I'm gonna shoot that from half court and I'm gonna green it. That's how I like to play, personally. But that was a little bit more difficult last 2K. I'm not gonna lie. The first major change is the addition of shooting attributes. Since the inception of the signature jump shots in 2K basketball, animations have been more or less aesthetic but functionally the same. Exactly. This year, each signature jump shot has unique stats that will help determine its effectiveness, shot speed, how quickly the shots get to its ideal release point, release height, how high the shot is released, defensive immunity, how effective the shot is against defensive contests, timing impact, adjust shot window to reward good timing at the cost of an increased penalty for bad timing. Okay, I like that as well. We're also adding a huge number of shot animations to choose from, over double the amount of any previous versions of 2K, and they're much more accurate to each player's real life jumper. For MyPlayer, shot animations will be gated by shooting ratings, so you'll have to play around with all the options to figure out what works best for you, for your skill set and playing style. We're looking forward to seeing a lot more variety in the community SIG shot selection with the next evolution of shots. I think that's very good, 2K. Appreciate y'all. Shot meter looking kind of the same, but I think this is some very solid gameplay, what we've seen thus far. So there are 5 new shot meters to choose from, with 15 more that can be unlocked through seasons over the coming year. Some big, some small, some above the head, some to the side, and some below the shooter. Each meter completely fills to the end, which is your ideal release point, then empties on the late side, a la 2K17, 2K20. The new shot meter options were common asked from the community, so we're sure everybody will find an option that you like and then some. Hopefully, you still get that bonus for turning it off, but honestly, I just think if they want people to use the shot meter, I think they should just get the bonus away. I don't really see no point. But what's the point of having a meter but then giving a bonus for not using it? You might as well not use the meter if you really play the game. You know what I'm saying? You'll also notice a subtle change to how shot feedback works this year. We use shot arcs to help indicate whether you're early high arc, late flat arc, or on time ideal arc. So by paying attention, you can easily tell right away if your release is off. With the shot feedback enabled, we're delaying the timing, coverage, overlay, and green release animations for coming up until the ball hits the basket. It's a small change, but it really brings back some of the drama that the green lights sometimes lack. I like that. It also encourages everyone to continue to play the possession rather than giving up and getting back in early transition. I like that because that's very fair. That is actually a really big change in the game because when somebody gets a green, you kind of do just go back. You shouldn't know if the shot's going in before it goes in. And in 2K, when it's green, it's over. So I think that will bring a little bit more entertainment to the gameplay. And that's a very solid update. I like that. Okay, facilitate the offense. For the playmakers out there, you'll find some new tools at your disposal as well. The lead to the basket pass makes its return to the new gen so that it works the same way as current gen, allowing you to simply press and hold Y/triangle to get your receiver to cut to the basket and release the button to throw the pass. Okay, we've been kind of knowing that. If you didn't know that, then hey, the lead pass thing has always been pretty good. Another alternative is the new spot up pass mechanic. If you press and hold B circle, the receiver you're pointing at with the left stick will perform a V cut or quick flare to get open to the perimeter. This is going to be very good in my career and play now online because how you got players just sitting there, you want them to go somewhere because some people would probably be playing off ball on you. This would be a very good gameplay feature. It's very useful quick hitting play to get open look when you don't have time to run a full blown play for your teammates. MyPlayers can also equip a signature passing style to make some of the best floor generals of all time, including Steph Curry, Magic Johnson, Jason Williams, LeBron James, and more. Whether you prefer to drive to the lane, back defenders down the post, or spot up from behind the arc, 2K23 offers a wide variety of tools that cater to your offensive game plan. Defense, now that we finally got here. We made to the defense. This is a very detailed Courtside Report. Y'all be sure to like this video for sure, like I said, because we still finna get to it. As always, defense remains a huge priority for the gameplay team. We know all the offensive upgrades in the world don't make for a fun game if there are no counters to stop them. Exactly. So let's talk about some of the great enhancements on the other end of the floor. Shot defense received a nice overhaul for NBA 2K23. Up until last year, we used a simple shot defense calculation that looked at two specific points: the location of the defender when the shot started and the proximity of the ball at the release. It worked well, but it also had shortcomings. If the defender's hand or arm moves slightly into a bad position right at the point of our shot release calculation, you can get a bad coverage score, even though it looked like a very good contest. Right. This year, we created a system that evaluates the defensive player's contesting hand through a window of the shooting motion. This larger sample set provides way more accurate results and helps line up the coverage numbers on what players expect based on what they see happening on screen. That sounds promising. Sounds fair. For the floor game, on-ball defensive movement and body-ups receive a major refresh with new content that more accurately depicts today's one-on-one player interactions. You will also notice a new indicator on the ball handler when in guarding position. This is a new defensive shading mechanic. The three bars on the indicator represent three zones: straight up, shade left, shade right. The zone the defender's in, shown in red. If the ball handler attempts to attack a red lane, they'll get cut off, lose their dribble, or fumble the ball. So if you predict something right, you actually get rewarded for once in 2K history. They're giving us a chance to have a fair game. It sounds like this game is sounding like it's giving us a chance. It sounds good on paper. That's all I'm gonna say right now. It sounds good on paper. Great defenders can anticipate whether the ball handler is attacking. It will now be more clearly rewarded for it. Yes, a lot of the time I be anticipating where they're going and I get nothing for it. They just dribble through my body and all that kind of crazy stuff, or just go the opposite way and don't lose the ball. I be hating that, The shading system works well for both on-ball defenders guarding the perimeter as well as the post, and does a good job communicating to both the offense and defense why collisions resolve the way they do. All right, shot blocking. Shot blocking has been refined quite a bit this year as well. With NBA 2K22, we made a huge effort to improve block targeting and give players the ability to deter any shot that comes into the paint. For NBA 2K23, blocks have been tuned to be a more realistic level. Like I said earlier in the video, they weren't too much realistic, but all those chase down blocks, leading to much more predictable outcomes with the players making appropriate stops when timing block attempts. No more small guards pulling off LeBron James level chase down blocks like last year. You will also notice a distinct improvement in ball security for good dunkers. Thank you. Thank you very much. In the past, it was also risky trying to pull off tomahawks and back scratches with defenders even remotely nearby. Exactly. It was no point to even attempt that if they were remotely nearby. Easy block. We made some changes to encourage good dunkers to use a greater repertoire of dunk packages, feel the reward of highlight reel dunks with significant takeover boosts in the right situations without the fear of always getting the ball knocked out on the way up. This is what I've been waiting for. The shot blocking system also now contains flyby blocks. When closing out late on perimeter shooters, the flybys will do a better job trying to get a hand up or preventing defenders from slamming into the shooter and sending them to the line. That's nice. So you can pretty much jump to the side and get like a flyby like in the corner. If y'all see that in the NBA when players contest corner threes and they fly out of bounds, so they get like a little side contest. That's a very, very good feature. Steals and ball strips, okay? Ball strips are new and improved this year with tons of new content and better coverage. So if you're a smaller defender, quick hands can be just as effective in slowing down slashers and bigs in the paint as a good shot blocker. Last year, the steals and the ball strips were kind of weak. Not the steals because if you had the right build, but if they were kind of OP. But if you got them short arms and stuff, it's hard to get the ball strips and the steals. So you got to be careful this year, You got to see how that's going to go. We've also added failed strip contact labs to make sure defenders' still inputs are respected instead of getting ignored. Yes, a lot of my steal inputs got ignored last year. That is exactly what was going on. When the ball does not get locked or loose by, when the ball does get knocked loose by block or steal, you will see greatly improved sideline awareness during scramble plays. Pickups near out of bound lines are much more reliable, and as are diving ball saves that throw the ball back in play. I've seen some amazing 50-50 ball saves that would make Dennis Rodman and Alex Caruso proud. Oh, here we go. Badges, builds, and takeovers, the part that a lot of y'all have been waiting for. One of the first things everyone does when they pick up a new version of 2K is experiment with building a new MyPlayer. This year, the major goals for the player builder were refinement, polish, and balance. You still have complete control to build any type of player you want, but the new builder ensures that all builds, regardless of size or specialty, are fun and balanced. The 5v5 environment used last year to test record in progress player builds is also now accompanied by a 3v3 environment. Nice. For new gen players, this is especially useful if you love to hoop on the city courts and want to make sure your player can hang in the streets. I think that's very cool. Hopefully you can play online like that too. That'd be very, very crazy. Just to test it out, why not? Maybe like everybody in their own little My Career Player Builder lobby. You're probably gonna be playing a computer, which is cool as well. But if you're just testing the build out, it's fine. If you're playing a computer, I don't mind. But hey, another huge addition to the build system is that animation purchases will now be account bound rather than specific to one save file. Nice. In other words, if you purchase the animation for your play shot build, it will then be available to equip on your slasher build, assuming your player meets all the animation requirements. For current gen users, you will no longer be limited by the pie chart build system from the last couple of years, as has been placed with a more robust player build that the new gen uses. Nice. So shout out to all my current gen users out there. Shout out to y'all, man. Y'all get a new build system. New gen badge system. Here we go. The part that I've been waiting for. The most impactful change when it comes to building players is in the form of a new badge system for new gen. When looking at telemetry from previous years, we noticed that players often gravitated towards the same badges and as a result became a little overpowered by stacking certain badges together. This year, we're moving a tiered badge system. There are 16 badges per category, 8 in tier 1, 4 in tier 2, 4 in tier 3. Tier 1 badges are the least powerful for your player, but also cost the least amount of badge points. Makes sense. Costs go up as you climb the tiers and acquire the more impactful badges. The basic idea is that you'll need a certain number of badges in the lower tiers before you can equip badges in the highest. The motive behind this change was to encourage players to make tough choices when creating their badges, recipes, make loadouts more valuable as a feature, and bring better overall balance to the badge game in general. Along with tiers, we're also introducing core badges, which are 4 unique badge slots, 1 in each attribute category, that can be filled with badges that don't count toward your badge points. Each badge will have a challenge requirement that, once met, will allow the badge to be placed in a core badge slot. We also made several changes to the badges themselves, which are highlighted below. Finishing slithery makes it easier to get through traffic, avoiding collisions and strips like that. That's nice. Masher increases ability to finish inside layups over defenders. That sounds nice. Area Wizard, ability to successfully complete alley-oops and putback dumps. Bully, like LeBron and Giannis. That's a crazy badge. Able to finish strong by bulldozing through traffic. So you little guards out there, when them players come through with that bully badge, you know what I'm saying, and you ain't got no interior defense like y'all like to do. That was me too. I can see that being unstoppable. I'm not gonna lie to you right now. I can definitely see this bully badge being unstoppable. Remove badge hook specialist. Okay, yeah, nobody really need to use that unless you was post hook cheesing. Shooting. This is where I come into play. Agent 3, ability to hit difficult 3-point shots off the dribble. Equip that one for sure. Midi Magician, improved ability to knock down mid-range jumpers off the bounce or out of the post like MJ. Maybe. Sounds like difficult shots a little bit. Amped, reduces the shooting attribute penalties when fatigued, when moving excessively prior to shooting. I think that's going to be on there. Claymore, increases spot-up shooters' ability to knock down catch and shoot jumpers the longer they remain stationary. Sounds like catch and shoot. Comeback hit, improved ability to shoot perimeter jump shots when trailing in the game. It depends how this works. It depends how much you have to be trailing. If you're just losing and that activates, I think that's very, very nice. Hand down, man down, mixing outside shooting even deadlier if opponent fails to get hand in the face. Oh my gosh, that sounds lovely. Space Crater, formerly a playmaking badge, is now boosts the ability to hit step back jumpers and hop shots and will also cause deformers to stumble more often. I think that's nice. Oh, one of my favorite badges of all time, Limitless Range. Making shooters more effective from any shot attempt from deep 3-point range. We back in action. I want to be a shooter, and they giving me the abilities to do what I want to do. That's what it sounds like. Let's get it. Playmaking. Let's see what they talking about. Killer combos. Improves the defensive dribbler's effectiveness with size of dribble moves. Okay, nice. Clamp breaker. Helps ball handlers win more one-on-one body bump confrontations to counter the clamps. Okay. Vice grip. Improves ball security immediately after securing a rebound, catch, or picking up the ball. Great badge for bigs. That's nice. Mismatch experts. This badge now helps smaller guards break down taller defenders when mismatch one-on-one. Hey, that sounds really good. Remove bullet passes or downhill. Thank you. I ain't got to put on the badge to go fast even though I got speed. Thank you for moving glue hands. Thank you for moving those badges. I was tired of that. Defense and rebounding. Anchor, a crucial badge for last line of defense. Bigs, improves the ability to block and contest shots in the paints. If you're big, you might want that. Box out beats help rebounders win box out battles on offensive and defense situations. Workhorse, the Pat Bev bat that boosts your ability to tussle down 50-50 balls and play hard-nosed defense without getting tired. So it's like that tireless badge. Glove, nicknamed after Gary Payton, helps you strip players as they go for shots and poke the ball free from ball handlers. Sounds like pickpocket. Challenger, improves the effectiveness of perimeter shot contests. Hey, for sure, I'm gonna have that on. Let's see. We got a few more, man. Team takeover design. Takeovers are special abilities you can equip on your MyPlayer that you can activate after building up your takeover meters. Basically like getting high in real life while the primary and secondary takeovers remain the same. Team takeover has been redesigned. In the last couple of versions, a player would activate team takeover for the entire team and make everybody hot after filling up their primary, secondary, and team takeover meters in sequential order. For 23, team takeover works as a cooperative team system with the entire team sharing a single meter. Each player on the team has an equal portion that they're responsible for filling up by performing well on the court and being good teammates. Once each player has filled up their portion of the meter, team takeover automatically fires off for the entire team. The new design makes a lot more sense and does a better job representing what it means to be hot as a team and to take over the game as a unit. Hey, you know what? That's going to force you to play better as a team. Team basketball. Everybody has to contribute and make plays. Not one player can get it for the whole team. I think that's how it should work. I think that's a very good change. I think, in all honesty, they've made some very good changes this year that I'm happy to read about. This one is actually pretty long. NBA 2K23 AI gameplay is packed with AI goodness on both ends of the floor for new gen consoles. Here are some of the highlights that the AI engineers and Caesar have cooked up for you. Yeah, if you want to read this much, you can pause this because I'm gonna go back and look over the AI gameplay myself and play it and look through it. But this one is pretty long. And, I care about the defensive improvements as well, so y'all can read through that too. But I was more so focused on the gameplay features, not playing against the AI right now. But, you know what I'm saying, in the closing remarks, here we got this year on both ends of the court, you'll see improved gameplay that should translate more to wins and more seamless actions. We can't wait for the community to experience this year's gameplay, explore all new features, and discover a lot of things hidden we snuck into the game. NBA 2K23 hits the shelf September 9th, but you can reserve your copy today. So, to be honest, the game seems pretty fire. This is a 30-minute video of me going absolutely in on this Courtside Report. So if you're into this video, make sure that like button, hit that sub button, because notifications on. Until next time, Dinsky out.